Light 98.7, making your life simpler and easier, one transformation at a time. Here's today's Transformation Thursday.
Good morning, Deb. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Matt and Naomi?
We're doing great.
Well, I understand that Naomi is a pumpkin spice tea lover like myself.
She loves everything pumpkin. She just can't get enough of it.
No, I
Me
don't.
too. Well, you know what? In this week's Transformation Thursday, for those listeners that actually get our newsletter, there's a video when I was co-hosting Bridge Street, and we had a segment on all different awesome pumpkin foods. So if you get a chance, you can tune into that. If you don't get our e-newsletter, you can go on to decluttercoachdeb.com, go to our media TV page, and you'll be able to find it. But, oh, my God, there's so many cool pumpkin things this time of year.
I agree. I can't get enough of pumpkin stuff.
Yeah, me too. Like, you know, it's usually October 1st. I'm not a big iced coffee drinker, but there's something about, like, October 1st when all the pumpkins come out. I always go to Dunkin' Donuts to get my one iced pumpkin coffee.
Careful, Deb. You're liable to turn into a pumpkin.
I know. That would not be good.
Not good.
Well, you know what? I also wanted to give you guys a couple of tips today, which are in our Transformation Thursday this week. These are like everyday tips to declutter your life. And some of them are, you know, things that you would never think of. Like it's, you know, almost winter. We're going to get into flu and cold season. You know, one of the best things that you can do is actually clean your kitchen sponge. I know that sounds, you know, yucky.
No,
but
that sounds accurate because my kitchen sponge stinks.
Okay, well, here's what you can do. You can either put it in your dishwasher, if you have a dishwasher, which is a great idea, or you can put it in a bowl of hot water and put it in the microwave for a minute.
Really?
Yes, either one is going to get rid of all the bacteria. So that's a good way to clean it. Now, you know, sometimes when, you know, they look like half of it is missing, it's the time to throw it away. But, you know, sometimes within a day or so, they can get really dirty. So whenever I'm loading and running my dishwasher, which is daily in my house, we just stick the sponge in, too.
Okay.
All right, the next thing is declutter your refrigerator. Another place where, you know, when it gets a little yucky in there, it's another awful way to spread germs and bacteria. So, you know, remove everything from the refrigerator, use Lysol wipes, clean it all down. Always put that nice little box of Arm & Hammer in there to keep things fresh. And, you know, I do it every time I go grocery shopping, which when I say that to people, they're like, oh, my God, that's neurotic. It is. But it's just something my mom did, and I just kind of followed suit. So you know, when we're going grocery shopping, we just kind of take everything out, get rid of anything that we don't want anymore, and clean everything up real quick. It doesn't take a long time. It really doesn't. It's, you know, literally a 20-minute job. And
baking
then just
soda is like
back.
my best friend, baking soda.
Yeah, you know, it's got so many uses. The other thing that, you know, sometimes you don't realize can get a little grimy is your utensil drawer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think these are great things with Thanksgiving coming up, especially if you're hosting at your house. You want to make sure everything's, you know, fresh and clean. So the utensil drawer, same thing. Take everything out. Get everything out of the utensil drawer because you don't, you know, like, how do all the crumbs get in there? You know you're putting away clean utensils that you've either hand washed or gotten out of the dishwasher, but don't ask me why. There always winds up being crumbs in there. So it's a good idea periodically to take everything out of your utensil drawer, clean it all down, vacuum it out, wipe it down with a Lysol wipe, clean if you have one of those plastic holders, you know, to sort the different utensils. You know, wash that out with a little hot water and soap, and you know, that'll really help you.
How about those rusty forks and spoons? What can we do about that?
Yeah, the rusty ones, Matt, you got to throw those away.
Oh, okay. I didn't say I didn't like them.
You don't want to be eating off of rusty utensils.
I like a little tetanus.
Yeah, I guess. And then the last thing, this is just a fun little tip, you know, people love to buy all these fancy clips to, like, take all their, you know, potato chips and pretzels. You really don't have to do that. You can go to the dollar store and buy an inexpensive bag of clothespins that you can use to hang out your towels or hang your laundry. We use those all over the kitchen. So those are great to use. The nice fancy schmancy ones are great, but, you know, not everybody has the budget for that. So using those those multitasking clothespins, we call them, for things like clipping bags together. And you know what? I also love them for putting socks together.
What? Oh,
you know,
yeah.
They can go through the wash. Sometimes they come out and they're not totally dry, but you know that is another cool way. Or when you're trying to match them up, hang them on a rack above your laundry. Put a clothespin there, and then here's one pair of black socks, I can't find the other pair, and hang it there until you find the match. So we love using, everyday things for things other than what they're intended.
Yes. So any other tips?
We always have like a nice, we have usually a tip of the day or a motivational quote. So we love this one. Your persistence is your measure of faith in yourself.
Persevere, endure, get through it. Whatever's in your way, you're going to get through this giant. Climb that mountain.
Absolutely. And it could be organizing. It could be something that you're trying to do, lose weight, get healthier, exercise more, start a business, whatever it might be. But, we have to remember that perseverance is such a great thing to have. So we like to give these little motivational tips and, tricks in our Transformation Thursday every week as well.
Thank you, Deb. What's your website?
It's decluttercoachdeb.com.
Oh, and by the way, congratulations on going national. You're heard now in, 9 states?
Yes, thank you. We're really excited. Our goal was always to be able to reach as many people as possible that maybe necessarily couldn't work with a professional organizer, but by watching our television show or, watching our news segments or reading my book, that they could get that information and try it on their own. So we just are excited that we're reaching, a lot of people now. We're going to continue to grow. 41 more to go.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, Matt and Naomi.
You too. Bye.